This is Algebra 2, Lesson 87, and this lesson covers slope formula. Alright, the slope of a line is defined to be the change in y-coordinate divided by the change in the x-coordinate as we move from one point on the line to another point on the line. Basically, it's rise over run. So your change in y over your change in x. Alright, so in this one, our change in y is how far did we go up and down. So y means up and down, right? And then x is going to be back and forth. And slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so if we call this point 1 and this point 2, we're going to have our x and our y, and this would be our x and our y. So this would be y1 is 4. Actually, let's do it this way first. How far do you go if you go from, okay, so it's rise over run. So how far did we go from 4 down to -1? Well, we moved 5 spaces. That goes on the top, your rise. That's how far down we went, right? From there to there. Now, how far over did we go if we went, and we went down, so that's -5. And how far over did we go if we went from -3 to +5? We went over from -3 to +5. That would be 8 spaces. +8 because we went to the right. That's positive. So it's 5 over 8. All right, let's do it the slope formula way. All right, so we've got y1 minus y2 minus y1. y2 is going to be -1 minus -1 minus y1, which would be 4. -1 minus 4 is going to be -5. Okay. x2, so that'd be 5 right here on point 2, minus x1, which would be -3, minus -3, which would be 5 plus 3 is 8. So it comes up the same. You got to be real careful when you're using slope formula that you don't mess up your negatives and your positives. If you're going downhill, it's going to be a negative slope. If you're going uphill, like that way, as you move from left to right, it would be a positive slope. Let's try another one. Use slope formula to find the slope of the line that passes through 2, -5, -3, 7. All right. Personally, I think you're better off not even trying to remember slope formula or think about it. I say just remember rise over run. Okay? Rise is going to be how much you went up and down. That's going to be your y. That's here and here. So how far did you go when you started at -5 and you went up to 7? Well, that would be 7 plus 5 would be 12, and that's positive 12 because you went up. You started at a negative number and you went to a positive number. Now your run is how far did you go when you went from 2 to -3. Well, you started at a positive and you went to a negative, so you went backwards. From 2 to -3, you went backwards 5 spaces. So you're going to have -12 over 5. If we use slope formula, we would say m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Our y2, all right, so if we erase this, all right, we'll label these. So this would be x1, x2, y1, y2. Okay, so we've got y2 is 7 minus y1, which is -5. And then we've got x2, which is -3, minus x1, which is 2. This is going to add up to be positive 12, and that's going to be -5. Same thing that we just got the other way. I like to just think about it logically and come up with the answer. I don't think you need slope formula. Use slope formula to find the slope of the line that passes through -5, 100, -37, 57. Okay, so rise over run, I'm going to do my y value first. I'm going to say, how far did I move from 100 down to 57? Well, I moved negative. I'm going down. I started at a big number. I ended up at a smaller number. And to go from 100 to 57, I had to move 43 places, 43 spaces, right? So 100 minus 57 would be 43. And then for my run, it's my x value. I went from -5 to -33. I went down again. And -5 and -33, I would have went 27, 28 spaces. All right, these negatives are going to cancel each other, and I'm going to have 43 over 28 as the answer. So if I did it in slope formula, I would say m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and then I could label these up here, and I could say x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, so then I would get y2 is 57 minus 100 over x1, which is -5 minus, no, x2 comes first, whoopsie. x2, which is -33 minus -5, so you just add that, and that would be 43, -43 over -28. Same thing, negatives cancel, and we get 43 over 28. All right, pause the video and work the practice problem. There's only one, and then I'll work it for you. All right, so hopefully you pause the video and work through this practice problem. First, I'm just going to do it my way, the logic way, just thinking about it. So we've got rise over run. All right, so how far do we go up and down? That's going to be our y value. We went from 96 down to 49. So we started at 96, and then we went down to 49. So we're just going to subtract. 6 minus 9, that'd be 7. 8 minus 4 would be 47. We went negative 47. Down 47. All right, and then for our x value, we started at -3, and we went down to -11. That's going to be another negative. That would be -8. So these two cancel, and I get 47 over 8. All right, if I use slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and this would be x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, so we would have y2 is 49 minus y1, which is -3, over x2, which is -11, minus x1, which is negative, oh, whoops, that's not -3 up there. Gotta be careful with these. That would be 96. 49 minus 96. That one is -3. All right, 49 minus 96 is -47. And that would be, that turns into addition, and that's -8. And then those negatives cancel. You're basically just doing the same thing I did, but not thinking about remembering the formula. Just think about how far you moved in each direction, up and down or back and forth. So remember, your rise is your change up and down, right? And your run is your change back and forth. Okay, that is it for lesson 87.